Going on to you, Gemini. So you have the Strength, the Seven of Swords, Ace of Cups, the Three of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Then you have the Judgment. You have the Knight of Wands. You have the Three of Wands, the High Priestess, and then you have the Queen of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing here for you, Gemini, sorry about that, is the Strength, okay, the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Immediately, you Geminis may be trying to get to know somebody, or you may have had to try to get to know somebody fairly recently, but the two of you didn't show each other how it is that y'all felt. The two of you didn't put in any kind of effort. You Geminis may have been you Geminis may have been waiting for these people to kind of show you some form of value, put in effort, and you Geminis may have done a little bit too much sitting back. One of the things that you Gemini should have done is that you Gemini should have been a little bit more active with trying to hang out with them, right? If both sides don't put in any kind of effort, what do you expect a relationship to become? It's not going to be one at all, right? So maybe you Geminis needed to actually put in a little bit more effort, right? If they were so scared. Now, I'm not saying for you to put in effort forever in a day. Just put in enough. You should have put in enough where you were, just to kind of see, if these people open up a little bit, for, because they're becoming a little bit more comfortable with you. Now, the Three of Swords and the Four of Pentacles represents the two of you ended up, the relationship just didn't go anywhere. Because the two of you ended up nothing formed out of that. Right? You didn't try anything, right? Because you wanted someone else to finally see what you're about and put an effort with you for a change. And the Four of Pentacles now represents, so because of the fact that it may not have turned into anything greater than this, a lot of you Geminis are like, okay, fine, you'll just be whatever, right? And when I say forever, I'm not talking about like letting yourself go. I mean like being whatever, in the sense of you'll go do your thing, right? And the two of you are just not together, but you're going to continue to take care of yourself. The Judgment, however, represents, again, the Judgment, however, represents how this person may have tried to kind of, send you some texts or whatever, and you Geminis were pretty much over it, because a lot of you Geminis see it as the window of opportunity is closed. They spent way too much time not really putting in an effort when they should have been. And again, to their credit, the two of you should have been putting in effort. Because the Strength card is about how, a lot of you Geminis may have the mentality of, no, you need to come to me. And that's cool, when it comes to a person that has kind of a reputation, or you can kind of look at them, tattoos, thigh tattoos, tattoo on the face or whatever, that bad image, the bad image. That's cool if you want to play that with them, but for the most part, how many people with face tattoos? How many people who have, love in Chinese tattooed on the back of their neck? They don't even speak a lick of Chinese. They don't even understand the Chinese kanji or the Chinese characters or the Japanese characters in kanji. But they'll have Chinese in the back of their neck or something like this. I've seen that before. Like that, those type of people, you may have to, I ain't gonna say you have to play games, but you may have to really be like, yo, you need to show me something. But for the people that you are getting to know, the two of you honestly should have been putting in work with each other, and that the two of you don't really know what it could have been, because there was not enough effort being put in. But anyway, to move forward, the Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands represents, it's okay, because at the end of the day, you Geminis still have decided to move forward. The Knight of Wands represents your desire to meet someone new or to meet someone that works for you, but there's no quit, right? When you think of the Knight of Wands, you think of a warrior, a person who, you know, they've, you know, their path is paved for them in a certain regard, in the sense of they're a warrior, you know, they're a warrior in the sense of if they continue to be a warrior, then they are going to learn certain things along the way as a warrior that they can now use into other areas of their life, like never giving up, determination, right? Which is never giving up, self-determination, the ability to think for yourself, the ability to think fast, you know, because when you're on the battlefield, so to speak, you do have to think fast, you know, and a lot of you Geminis have that mentality that you're not going to quit. You will continue to get to know people until you find someone that's right for you. The Three of Wands now represents even if you have to travel. See, the Three of Wands is a card where it speaks to the future, but it also speaks to, you know, wanting to escape set boundaries. And that could represent spiritual boundaries. It could also, you know, it could also represent mental, it could also represent physical boundaries, right? Where it's like a landmass, you know, I'm on, you know, Manhattan Island. If I decide to travel to, you know, I don't know, off the top of my head, Washington, D.C. or something like this, that's me traveling from one state to another state, right? Or I should say Maryland, to be more exact. But if I decide to travel from New York State to Maryland State, that's traveling. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is that you Geminis have that mentality that, you know, you don't mind traveling, you don't mind getting to know people, you don't mind getting to know even foreign people that may not necessarily have been born in, you know, from you know, for some of you, you'll frame it as United States. For some of you, you'll say America. You're okay with getting to know people from, you know, who happen to be Chinese or Japanese or Bengali or something like this. You know, you don't mind even that. The High Priestess now represents, because ultimately, you know, you understand that it's not necessarily about ethnicity in that regard. It's more so about really trying to get to know as many people as you can and find out who's really the right one for you. But then the Queen of Pentacles represents, and that again speaks to the beauty of Gemini, because Gemini, Taurus, Aquarius, Pisces, and Capricorn rules over Gemini, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces rules over foreign people and foreign things. Foreign land masses going from one country to another country, right? Regardless of whatever the country is. And then the people that you are not necessarily classified as what the country entails, like Italian or like, you understand what I'm saying? Or Zimbabwean or this or that, going from Italy to Zimbabwe. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of you Geminis, because you're open-minded in the regard of you're open to whomever. It's not like it has to be such and such. It's like you're open to whomever. And that's a beautiful thing, if you ask me. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing. But let's clarify some of this. You know, I have the same exact mentality. That's a beautiful thing, you know? You know, I don't, like I said before, I don't care the ethnicity, quote unquote, of the person or whatever. I don't. You know, so let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Right? So to clarify, we have the Three of Wands, the Hanged Man, wow, the Justice, this, wow, the Eight of Wands. Okay, I thought you would have got the Empress. Okay, So the Three of Wands, the Hanged Man represents, again, a lot of you Geminis are just going to continue to date, you know, and, you know, when someone doesn't really work out for you, it's okay. You'll just move to the next person. You know, sometimes you'll take a break so that you don't blend all of them together. You don't hold on to that baggage. You let it go. But then the Justice and the Eight of Wands is about how, since this is the case, a lot of you, a lot of you Geminis will become better because of this experience, because of the fact that you realize that, you know, sometimes being in a situation, it takes two. You know, it's not about getting approached, and it's not about approaching. That's just to open up the door. That's just as an opening. That's just a starter to get to know somebody. But the two of you have to put in an effort, really. And if the two of you are not really willing to do that, then a lot of you Geminis learned a lesson that it's no point.